Oh, here we go. You know it's that intro where Crash does this thing.
Bandicoot!
And then I react, and then I'm like, oh no, 3D machine? And then he's like, oh, you bet your ass is a 3D machine. And then he becomes 3D, and then we're all like, and he's like, and we're all just shook, okay? Yep. All the babies in here. Okay, we got Pug, we got Mies, we got my hairy leg as a fur baby in itself. I need more tattoos. You know how it is if you have tattoos. All right, y'all ready to rage with me? I think, you know what I think that I should be doing? Obviously, it's been a minute since we did any sort of Let's Play here on the channel, and it's because I've been isolating because the world is on fire. We all know that, but
Crash Bandicoot!
since the world is on fire, and since this is obviously my rage game from my childhood, because I have not finished a single Crash Bandicoot game, but I have a lot of experience with them. It doesn't look like it's based off of my ability sometimes, but I do. I promise I have a lot of experience with them. I grew up on them. Like I said, never finished one though. So that's the whole point of this series, but this is only the 4th episode. We're only 4 episodes in, and it's been a while. So, oh my God, a cave episode. Dude, I hate these, dude. We just started, dude. Anyway, the whole point of this series was just to finish a Crash Bandicoot game. I have been raging. And I've kind of been nowhere to be seen on the internet besides Instagram. So I took a little break. Oh my God. And when I come back from my little break, of course I thought it'd be a great idea to start with my rage game, because honestly,
Phoebe, where have you been? Why haven't you been uploading videos? We've hardly even seen you in streams too.
girly pops, let me tell you where I've been. First of all, happy Pride Month. Second of all, I've been just trying to get through day by day, honestly. How have you been? Because the world's been like that snake. They've been biting with a lot of baloney. All right, a lot of baloney that we've all been witnessing. A lot of scary stuff. A lot of people in power not respecting the people that put them in power, you know, and the people who didn't want them in power definitely are like, wah! And I've been very much there, so no. So, since I was like, I have a rage series, you know what I could rage about?
American politics!
We're going to take out our anger, you know, from late stage capitalism, which is low-key tyranny and being run by, you know, Nazis. It's fine, whatever, we're fine. We're here to have fun, we're here to play a game, right? Because why would we actually address anything that's happening in the real world, right? Because they want us to stay consumed, right, in media. They want us to stay distracted. We can't bring light into the fact that we're losing our rights daily, and we lost our national parks, and the libraries are losing funding, and people are going missing. No, we can't bring light into that. So what we're gonna do instead is play a game about a bandicoot and lose our lives in a video game, because it's not like we're losing our lives in general anyway. I can't believe I already got a game over screen. Oh my God. Okay, guys, how you been? You taking care of yourself? You better be taking care of yourself. I have been doom scrolling for hours, honestly. And that's what I get for doing those things, because it's not great, but it has been helping me relax in the evenings, and you know that's kind of where I've been, is just, you know, getting educated on topics, going to protests, and then also being overwhelmed. But that's the thing, they want us to be overwhelmed, and they want us to be stuck and kind of paralyzed in our actions, and kind of afraid to be ourselves, and afraid to be authentic, and afraid to speak out. And you better not try to bite me, buddy, because I will and do bite back. And I will say that I do realize that we are still at the very beginning of this level, but these levels, for any of you who do know Crash Bandicoot, are extra spicy when it comes to the rage bait, I will say. Oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my god. Oh my. Okay, we've been here before and we will be here again. And that's the whole thing. No matter how many times the life throws you down, you still gotta keep living. And you gotta live in spite of it all. And you gotta create in spite of it all. And you gotta make sure you're reading banned books and keeping yourself educated. Because if you're not going to, baby, then who will? And if you're not gonna take care of yourself, baby, then who will? We need you to keep fighting the good fight. Just like we need me to get through this freaking game so I can tell you how to fight the good fight. First of all, just be you. No, seriously, because if you give in to the fact that they want you to think you're cringe, then you're letting them win, baby. You're letting them, you bitch, you're letting them win the game just like that snake killed me. By not being the true version of you, you're letting them bite you like that snake bit me, and then I went straight to heaven. I wasn't living my full life, right? Because I died, right? So if you let people tell you to soften your light, to turn it down, if I may, in a way, if you let people tell you to turn it down, who's gonna shine, baby? Not you, and they're gonna win. So we can't have that, right? That's what I had to tell myself. I'm like, okay, Phoebe, you've had your hermit time. You've had your time where you isolated. You've had your time where you stopped creating content for a hot minute. You had your time for the past 3 years while you were also grieving the death of your father from colon cancer. You know, honestly, dude, life's too short, and the world's gonna keep whirling, and people are gonna keep trying to hinder your light, just like these bats, that you just gotta try your best to keep on keeping on. And honestly, I hate that we have to do that, and I hate that we have to be strong through all this, but we literally do. We literally have to educate ourselves since people are literally going missing. And the media is literally telling us to hate immigrants and trans people, when that's literally the exact opposite that we should be doing. We should be fighting for and standing up and educating ourselves on how many people and why people are disappearing. And this Pride, this Pride Month, y'all, yes, I want you to celebrate Pride Month, but I also want you to be aware that a lot of gay people are not safe. And you might be thinking to yourself, I'm only one person. How can I even make a difference? Well, number one, go to protests. Number two, call your representatives and senators, because it's happening. They're making people disappear. That's as simple as I can get it. And not to be heavy in another video, but I am not going to censor myself. Why would you drop? Why would you drop? Why would you drop? If you want a rage game, you clicked for the rage. I understand that, but you're also going to get educated. If you're just gonna expect free content online from a woman, you just want to see a woman get angry, right? You want to laugh. You want to see a woman get angry. This woman is also going to make sure that you are staying educated and informed at the same time as watching her lose her shit to a snake and comparing it to American government politics. American both. That's what it is. Anyway, hi. Welcome back to the Crash Bandicoot series. You can call me phoebzorphoebe. And in this series, we're gonna start being real with each other, because I can't do the fake anymore. I can't do the, oh, I have to be perceived and I have to make myself small because I am a woman, and I have to make sure that I am absolutely stunning, gorgeous, thinking about how I am perceived and how I look at all times. No, this is not gonna be the vibe anymore. I'm gonna dress how I want, look how I want, say what I want, because this is my YouTube channel. And if you vibe with me, then we'll vibe. If you don't, that's fine. But at least the bare minimum you could do, if you and I aren't gonna vibe, if this is the only video you see of mine, the least you could do is educate yourself, read banned books, support the national parks and libraries and everything else that is honestly getting defunded by the Trump administration, and make sure that you are aware that you, my friend, my dear consumer, are not immune to propaganda. So make sure that you know that. I know that a lot of you come to escape, right? You come to Let's Plays, wow, to escape. And let me tell you, baby, I have canceled my Netflix membership, my Hulu membership, my Amazon Prime membership, right? The Prime canceling is the most important out of all of those because giving billionaires more of my money than they already get is too obscene in this economy. Are you kidding? No, baby, we ain't kidding. They expect that and they're getting that. And I mean, we're slowly seeing it. We're seeing a lot of parts of Europe are specifically boycotting Tesla and American-made products because of what's been going on and how they've been treating people off. Why? I am so close to making that other checkpoint, and then I don't. All right, so I'm like thinking to myself while I was on my little break, I was like, I could make any type of content I want. And I got burnt out with gaming because I felt like I wasn't truly being Phoebe. Because I think I've talked about it in several other videos where gaming, I love gaming. Gaming is a part of me, is a hobby that I enjoy, but I'm also an artist and I haven't been creating art. And I also want to help get the good word out there that it shouldn't be people versus people when we're already fighting for human rights in general. We're already humans fighting for human rights. They want us to fight each other to make sure that we're not fighting them, right? So what can we do? We can educate each other, educate ourselves. We cannot pick a fight with just random people on the internet. Instead, we could maybe keep an open mind, see where people are coming from, but also help spread information, read banned books. Like, also, we need to help people realize that it's not the left versus right at this point. It's making sure that America isn't becoming another Nazi Germany in the 1930s because we're very much there, baby. We have gone to a revelation. We have gone into riots. You know, the Boston Tea Party, right? We have in the history fought governments for far less, and that's all I'm saying is that we are letting a lot happen. We are letting a lot happen that shouldn't be happening. As the American people, it is our duty to hold politicians accountable. We should not worship politicians. We should not worship celebrities. And I hate to say it, that should not be a hot take, right? Oh, Crash. You and I, we will get through this, baby. Okay, and we're jumping, and we're holding, and we're jumping, and we're getting to the motherfucking checkpoint. Okay, what was I talking about? Human rights, probably, because we don't have any of those in America in 2025. And I only have one life. One life! I like this dynamic you and I have. So you're like, oh, she's crazy. She's saying crazy stuff. She's saying crazy stuff. Well, guess what, bestie? The crazy stuff that I'm speaking doesn't always get out to many people. So I think this is just a conversation between you and I because you're still here at this point, right? You hadn't clicked off yet. You heard some of my crazy thoughts and you were like, maybe this person has some points, or maybe you're still watching just to judge, but either way, I have your attention. And if I can keep your attention for this long, that means, remember, your attention is the #1 thing that you can give. It's more valuable than any dollar you can spend, my love. All right. We have 0 lives, by the way, homie. We're just flying by the seat of our pants at this point. Buddy, I know that as soon as I jump out there, you're gonna drop. So, oh, dude. Oh, we'll be back. You know the drill. Now you may be asking yourself, right?
What do you mean my time is the most valuable thing I can spend?
Well, babe, even more valuable than the US dollar? Yes, surprisingly in late stage capitalism, they want your time, they want your data, they want to keep you distracted, they want to keep you consuming. Everything is about the consumption here, right? Whether that be consuming the latest TV show, whether that be buying the latest pop culture, whether that be seeing the latest 10th million Mission Impossible movie. And guys, I still haven't seen a Mission Impossible movie. I still haven't seen one, and I don't think I will. I think that at this point it'd be too silly to start them, you know what I'm saying? Here's what I will also say. For those of you who have seen any of my streams, we're always, or in the Discord community server, we're always talking about like movies and TV shows, and what I've learned is that I have not seen a lot of TV shows and movies, like popular ones, right? Like, for example, The Walking Dead, nope. Breaking Bad, nope. What was the other one that was popular around that time? The one with the dragons and Jon Snow. That one, haven't seen it. I haven't seen Jaws. I haven't seen any of the Mission Impossibles. I've seen maybe one Fast and Furious. Like, guys, these are all franchises that'll keep you spending your money. And don't get me wrong, I've definitely fallen for that. Marvel? They got my money, right? So just be mindful that every dollar you spend is a vote, but that's the same thing with what you choose to doom scroll on, right? YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. That's also a vote. You're giving your vote to Meta, to Amazon, to Bezos, right? Like, and if you're such an advocate for there shouldn't be billionaires and we should eat the rich, then you gotta act like it, right? So that means you gotta be mindful of your doom scrolling, calling myself out because I'm not. On my little break, yes, I have been taking a lot of walks. I've been physically like walking to escape reality and help ground myself through this. But what I have also, what is happening here? Where am I supposed to go? But whenever you are keeping yourself educated, make sure that you set like a limit, set restrictions. Like you can set up, if you're not gonna switch to a flip phone, you can set up your apps in a way that you can lock them. You can put them into sleep mode. You can remove all of your like social media apps from your home screen page. That way you have to physically type whenever you want to get onto like TikTok or Instagram. And I know that deters some people because it's like, wait, what am I actually doing? Because this is such like a mental memory thing that your neurons, every time you pick up the frickin' phone, are like, oh, I should go into the cheap dopamine hits. And then every time you do, you start doom scrolling and you get incinerated just like Crash did. Just like that. That's exactly what it looks like. I have one life left. Okay, well, guys, this is gonna be the life that, all right, this one. 0 lives, dude. 0 lives again, dude. Oh, I lost a Wampa, dude. Guys. Oh my.
Game over.
I hate him. Guys, what is his name? What's his name? Shut the f up. Stop laughing at me. Uka Uka. He's the opposite of Aku Aku. Makes sense. They just flipped the names too. Uka Uka, you f off. That's my guy though. Him, Aku Aku, we love him. Aku Aku, help me out here, honey. Okay. Does that count as a box? I mean, it should, right? Oh my gosh, guys, I forgot about the boxes. It's been months. It's literally been like 3 months. Oh my God, I've literally taken like, I took literally all of spring to kind of like off and find out. And what I mean by that is like just, you know, getting overwhelmed by the world, going to protests, getting mad, getting hurt, getting upset. And at this point, how dare they? We're continuing out of spite. How dare they take this much of my 2025 from me? How dare I let them, right? I gave consent to that. I kept scrolling. I kept scrolling into the chaos, and I think it's important to keep ourselves informed and educated, especially when they're thriving off of us, keeping ourselves small. They're thriving off of us not giving ourselves time, space, and rest. They want us to be overwhelmed. So yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that maybe to keep me grounded, to keep me moving in this level, maybe I should talk about my resistance. How have I been resisting through all this? People are like, resist the current regime, resist the current president. And then you're over here like, how the hell am I supposed to do that when they're literally ruining every ounce of humanity and life and fun out there? All right, so one ways I've gone to thrift stores instead of, you know, supporting Walmart, Target. I've been to, if I'm being real honest with you, I've been to Target once this year. And I've been to Walmart twice this year. But for the rest of the year, like just outside of those trips and what I bought, It doesn't really matter what I bought. I mean, it does a little bit. I made sure that I went for a specific reason, right? So locally, I'm all for supporting small businesses and boycotting large businesses. I am proud to say that I have never bought, oh my God, I am proud to say that I have never bought, I literally went backwards and lost a life. I have never bought anything from Shein or Temu. I canceled my Amazon Prime membership this year since the rollback and the not caring about DEI. I've boycotted Target except for the one time, and the only thing I purchased from Target were two sets of disposable cameras that Gavin and I used to take on our vacation because I was like, I don't know where else to buy it in person locally to me. And I didn't want to buy them from Amazon. So that's the only thing I bought from Target this year because we are staying on that boycotting, okay? Now, understandably, you have to do what's best for you and what's accessible to you, especially as they raise prices on literally everything, and especially as we're going into a recession. But I will say that every dollar you spend is a vote, right? And I'm going to continue to boycott Walmart and Target as long as I can. I hate this fucking fire. I mean, same thing with Home Depot. If you're gonna support people that are actively taking rights away from my friends, people I know, literally people are disappearing, like, we're gonna stay boycotting. And I'm gonna help hold you accountable, okay? So that's one act of resistance. Another act of resistance is going outside more, not being on media. I know you're on YouTube literally watching this video right now if you're still with me, and here's the thing about that, homie. I'm thankful, right? Support creators you love, but don't worship them. Don't idolize them. Support them like you would a local business. If you really enjoy their content, support it. But if they are racist, call them out. If they fuck up, call them out. Now again, I will say that people always learn and grow. I have grown so much just in the past 3 years since I've started this YouTube channel. Because also right around the same time that this channel was started, a few months later, my dad died, right? And we all know the story. Oh, like, Phoebe, we get it. Your dad's dead. First of all, grief is a whole other beast. Second of all, healing and choosing to do better when you could easily just fuck around and find out, right? And choose to do bad. Healing is hard. Keeping yourself accountable is hard. It's hard work. It's not easy work. And I think people need to talk about it more. It can be a very isolating. It can be a very hard undoing, rewiring, retraining the brain experience. And I think that's another form of resistance, is holding ourselves accountable. Yeah, through it all and keeping ourselves on the journey. And that's kind of why I had to disappear a little bit, is because I really burnt myself out in gaming it to where I would sit down and record a video and it wouldn't feel right? I would sit down to stream and I'd be like, why am I doing this? Do I actually want to do this? And since it's June already, since half of my year has gone by being consumed in like every 24 hours, 1 to 5 new things, new terrible news headlines, or people disappearing, you know, like it's important stuff to talk about, but we are living in a 24-hour news cycle. And I think that the best way that we can be proactive and stay consistent in fighting the good fight and holding people accountable is by also doing the same thing for us, like holding ourselves accountable, taking care of ourselves, resting, relaxing, reading, giving ourselves a mental break. And when we are constantly getting the cheap hits of dopamine, and I will say that I am a #1 example of that, you gotta make time to rest. Past 2 weeks after our vacation for PAX, oh my God, I have been sick. And I was like, no, because we went to New York City and Boston for the first time in New York City after PAX, and I was in such an inspired state. I spent 2 days in the MoMA. I left that trip feeling renewed, and then I entered back into the real world, and I was consuming and doom scrolling a lot more than I was when I was just walking around exploring the cities for the first time. That I felt doomed, and then I got sick and congested. And so for the past 2 weeks, I've just been in this miserable state of like, okay, Like, I'm sick, I'm starting to feel better, and then I got re-sick. Because I wasn't taking care of myself, because I wasn't listening to my body. I was like so excited to create, and I was like fighting my illness, whatever, congestion, head cold, whatever I had. I was fighting it, not taking care of myself. I was fighting myself mentally of like, I'm just tired of being sick. I just would rather create. I was so inspired after our trip that I just want to paint, I want to create. That's not allowing my brain to mentally rest. That's not allowing my body to physically rest. That's not allowing my body to heal and get better from whatever sickness I'm fighting. That we had to get sick again right on the tail end of our first sickness to be able to realize, hey, maybe I should take some naps this week. Maybe I should actually listen to my body. And I feel like I've had to learn that lesson like 5 million times. Like, yeah, maybe we should actually listen to our body and prioritize rest. But when we live in a culture or society that thrives off of us not taking care of ourselves, okay, why are there fruit going to the left when there's nothing to the left? Is there like a secret down there? Like I'm too afraid to try at this point. Take each day, day by day, off with this fire. Every time it's the fire. Every time it is the fire. I do not want it to be that I am literally taking 1 episode per crash or 1 level per crash episode now, dude. Okay, and there I am judging myself, putting societal pressures on myself just because I'm thinking about the Let's Plays and the length of the videos. You know what? I'm rambling anyway, and if you're here still being enjoyed by this, being entertained, or you're enjoying this craziness to help you feel a little bit less crazy in this crazy world, then I appreciate you and I value you. But if you're here, I don't know, I'm a little frustrated. Okay. Shut the up, Uka, shut the fuck. We're gonna do this. We're readjusting. Yeah, I know. I'm altering your reality. Sorry, homie. Guys, I said I'm still getting better, okay? Not the mouth open cough. Anyway, so I took a walk this morning, and let me tell you, the walks have been life-saving. If you haven't been able to get outside and take a little meander, a little walk away from media, do it. Anyway, they've been very grounding because it's the left-right kind of connecting both brains, a little bit similar to EMDR. At least that's what my therapist who has done EMDR with me said. Like, oh yeah, it's a very good grounding tool. Anyway, go on a walk. Get yourself some vitamin D, vitamin C out in the sun. Get yourself some vitamins in general. And get yourself away from the screen. Anyway, what was I saying? We were talking about acts of resistance and taking care of yourself, and yeah, that's kind of the whole vibe of this, and my meandering and tick-tocking and ticking. Guys, I was making myself really small, and I was resenting my YouTube channel a little bit because I'm like, I'm not making the type of content I want. I'm not being who I think I am because I am always talking about the game or having the game filter me, and I feel like I stopped creating for a little bit because I'm like, what the hell is the point? Why am I creating gaming content when our rights are actively being destroyed in front of us, right? And I think that I just need to look at it as a form of resistance, and I need to do it when I want. And I also, if I am inspired to make other forms of art, I need to. And if I'm inspired to create other forms of videos, I need to. Now, easier said than done, obviously, and I feel like we've done this part 1,000,000 times, and that's okay. Pop. Every time.
Every time.
Every time, brother. Okay. All right. We're jumping. And we're going. And we're going. I should have gotten the other box. Should have gotten the other box. Okay. No, dude. Why would you? Oh, Akko. Buddy, if you're gonna help me off the fire, why wouldn't you give me a little bit more of a... If you're already giving me a jump boost, give me more of a jump boost, you know? Anyway. Oh, fuck. I didn't know Crash yo-yoed. He's such a freaking baller, dude. Do you yo? Bro, you yo? Yoing in this economy? All right, gonna let that drop. Maybe. I don't know, this, why? What? What? What do you mean? What the frick are you talking about, homie? There's a little secret area over here with boxes? How is anyone supposed to know that? I mean, obviously you put the wampa. What the hell do you call the fruit? How do you pronounce the fruit? Let me know. That's crazy. Guys, we found a secret area that, if I wasn't crazy enough to like take a chance on me, then we would have never found it at. Oh my. Okay, one life. We're fine. We're so fine, actually. We're so fine, in fact. We're about to get the invincible guy. What up? 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 Yeah. Eee. Okay, so it doesn't go all the way across. All right, good to know. Maybe I shouldn't have wasted my last life on it. I don't know. That was definitely. Ay, dude. I just feel like, guys, you know what I've been doing? During my little break of gaming, I was gaming. We found my dad and I's old PlayStation 2, and I've been playing my Spyro games, guys. I've been playing my Spyro games like I did when I was a kid. Gavin had only seen the remastered or reignited trilogy of the Spyro games, and he had never really played or seen the original ones, the PlayStation 1 ones. And so he's been watching and playing with me the original Spyro games on the PlayStation 2, and it's been actually really healing. I've been doing a lot of, in May, the month of May was a very connecting with Phoebe, connecting with inner self, inner child self, inner just different versions of me that are still inside me at times, and playing video games from my childhood that brought me joy, going to see art, creating art, spending a lot of quality times with my loved ones, with my husband. We celebrated our anniversary. My friends and I have gotten together to like support our local community and stock like little free libraries and go to protests and just listen to some good music on my walks and take a lot of pictures of trees and took a lot of pictures and connected with nature in a lot of ways on our trip. Anyway, Phoebe is gonna create what Phoebe wants, and Phoebe is gonna talk about what Phoebe wants, because this is Phoebe's YouTube channel, and Phoebe is gonna game what I want. So thanks for being here, because you're supporting a little gremlin. A little gremlin that cares a little bit too much about how our human rights have been affected. And I think more people need to be more angry about what the frick is happening in the world. But a lot of people are avoiding it and numbing themselves. And I get it, we all have our vices, but also our actions matter. Our money we spend matters. Every choice of consumption matters. Every time you pick up your phone to consume something or doom scroll or mindlessly buy, shop, spend, consume, like watch a video, like it matters. When billionaires rule the world, we have to fight back. And the only way that is going to affect them, and that is through our consumerism. So go on walks more, go outside more, support any way you can, even if it's just doing the free options. Donate, educate, spread the information, share posts, like call your senators, call your representatives. Literally anything you do is better than just sitting there thinking like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Better than just saying like, oh my God, we're all cooked. And yes, we are cooked, guys. We're cooked, we're broiling. We're the lobster in the boiling pit, baby. But, oh my God, dude, those bats. But as we're cooking, we still have the options right now to make it uncomfortable for them too, just like they're making us uncomfortable, you know, like we can literally fight back. And for anyone who's literally telling you that this isn't a big deal and that you can't do anything, that's false, absolutely incorrect. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my. And I will say, dude, all I'm saying is that the least you could do is keep going out of spite. Keep fighting the good fight out of spite. Keep educating yourself out of spite, right? Because, like, for example, I never thought I would make it to the age of 28 years old. I was under the presumption that I wouldn't even make it to 20. So, in any way you can keep living out of spite, right? Keep doing it, homie. Because we all out here trying our best, and I know that we can do better. I know that we can be angrier. I know that we can be louder. I know that we can get more people out to these protests, right? Because it's literally for human rights that they're already taking away, right? These were rights that we had, even if it was just hardly any, even if we were paying $1 million, right? They're still taking it away. And it's still worth fighting for, because people are worth fighting for. Even the ones that are actively allowing the media to brainwash them. But we all do, in a way, allow that daily with the media we choose to consume. Okay, you know what I will say is that I know over on every video that I put out, over 60% of the people that watch my YouTube videos usually are men. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I would like more girlies, gays, girlies, non-binaries, people that relate more to me than a man would. I don't know, even if it's just aesthetically or vibe-wise or belief-wise, to share it with another girly gay, gamer friend of yours. Like, share this video, because if you're feeling helpless, we all out here feeling helpless, homie, and a little sense of normalcy. I missed one box. Where the is this box? Ugh. What the fuck? There's nothing wrong with the men that are watching my video, but I need more women and gays and theys to make themselves known in my community. Thank you very much for coming to my TED Talk of white woman talks about the state of the world very badly. Because I don't have media training and I am just a YouTuber with opinions. And even that, I'm a small YouTuber with random opinions who thinks that the world needs to be angrier and hold people accountable. Hold politicians accountable. Don't worship politicians or celebrities, and what you consume is a vote. All right, especially since they're taking our votes away. Anyway, I missed one box. This has been another episode of Crash Bandicoot where Phoebe talks about politics and passive-aggressive manners. Okay, we will do another level in another episode. All right, bye.